Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to speak about the match between Barcelona and Athletic Bilbao. Barcelona did tie at San Mamés 0-0, and if you guys were to ask me, Kevin, do you feel positive coming away from this game or negative coming away from this match? I would tell you I feel very neutral. There were some positives in this match that I would love to talk about for today, and also there were some negatives, unfortunately. So I am very much neutral. Now, obviously this is not the scoreline that we wanted because earlier we saw Girona lose against Mallorca 1-0. And we also saw Real Madrid tie against Valencia 1-1. And we're like, oh my God, this is the perfect opportunity for Barcelona to do the funniest thing, which is to see Barcelona gain the full 3 points and go into second place. But unfortunately, Barcelona could not do that tonight. Now, again, there is some negatives and there is some positives. One of the things that I am so proud of when it comes to this Barcelona team is that they have shown they have improved defensively. This Barcelona team that we saw tonight really did remind me of the Barcelona that we saw last season. A very solid defensive Barcelona that took care of every attack. Everything that Athletic Bilbao were putting out on us, Barcelona were able to defend against it. Araujo, Cubarsí, Koundé, Cancelo defended so well. This was a match where I would say Barcelona defended solid. And the only thing that was missing was for our attack to take advantage of the opportunities. And that is something that Barcelona did not do. Xavi Hernandez did say this: we did not have a good game. We should have taken a step forward today. The game required much more from us. The team could have given much more. Today is a missed opportunity, which is true. Like I've said, even though there are some positives in this game, it is very much a missed opportunity because Barcelona could have gone in second. But Barcelona have also closed the gap between them and first and second place. The gap is much closer. Also, we are solidifying our spot in the top 4. Many are also assuming that Barcelona are going to go into the Europa League. I would say no. I think that Barcelona are safe in the top 4. The only thing that Barcelona should focus on is to close the gap as much as possible between Real Madrid and Girona. Barcelona have nothing to lose. Girona are having a miracle season. Real Madrid are having one of their best version teams out there in La Liga right now. They have Camavinga, they have Vinicius, they have Tchouaméni, they have Valverde. They have so many great players. Of course, Real Madrid should be in first place. If Barcelona get anywhere near Real Madrid, it's an embarrassment to Real Madrid because the Barcelona that we see today is a Barcelona that is very weak, I would say. Overall, if we take all of the data of this season, this is one of the weakest Barcelona teams that we have seen in the past 20 to 25 years. And so if you see this Barcelona team still be in the top 3 and get close to Real Madrid, my friend, I wouldn't worry too much about Barcelona. I would worry much more about Real Madrid because that's a team that's healthy, a team that has all of the areas covered. Barcelona have multiple areas in their starting 11 uncovered. Like really? You're going to let a team like Barcelona, who depends on a 16-year-old right winger and a 17-year-old center back, to get close to a world-class Real Madrid? Really? You're going to allow Barcelona to close the gap on you guys? And so we'll see. And let's go on and talk about this game. In the first half, I just want to say this. One of the biggest blows that we have encountered was the fact that Pedri and Frenkie de Jong got injured. Yes, they are out, and I don't know how long they're going to be out for. There has been so much negative news claiming that Pedri's out for the rest of the season and that Frenkie's going to be out for the next 5 to 7 matches. We're going to have to wait. There has been like some people reporting on Frenkie and Pedri, but I don't know how they know much more than the medical staff who have not even examined Pedri and Frenkie yet. We're going to have to wait until tomorrow morning. But it just sucks because Pedri and Frenkie got injured before the 35th minute, very early in the game. It really did crumble Barcelona. Barcelona could have played a much better game. And it's just strange to see that Pedri and Frenkie, even after having 8 days of no game time, all the rest in the world still got injured. Barcelona still encountered an injury crisis, even though they're not playing as frequent as a club like Athletic Bilbao. Athletic Bilbao played 3 to 4 days ago. So I'm like, the medical staff of Barcelona have to do a better job, because how are you going to be seeing Pedri and Frenkie get injured after having 8 days of rest? 8. And I find it strange on how, Xavi did say that they must attack the spaces that are going to be left behind from Athletic Bilbao, right? Because the defense was going to be set high. I'm like, okay, great. We're going to need fast wingers. Let's put Vitor Roque on the left and Lamine Yamal or Rafinha on the right side. Ideally, more Rafinha. So I'm like, okay, Rafinha and Vitor Roque on the wings. But in tonight's match, we saw Pedri as the left winger. That was the answer for Xavi Hernandez to tackle those open spaces behind the defense. Pedri is not one of those players. And so because Pedri got selected to play on the left wing, that is what led towards Pedri getting injured. Meaning that Pedri should have never gotten injured in the first place if Xavi Hernandez stayed true to his plan. Because a player like Pedri, who started on the left wing, was the wrong profile. And so now that Pedri has gotten injured yet again, again, this is going to be his record. Before the 2021 summer, he had 0 injuries. After the 2021 summer, he has had 9 different injuries and has missed a total of 71 games. I don't know what's going on, but I'm starting to believe that whatever Pedri is going through is chronic. Maybe it's just in him, and that's just the type of player he is. And I feel like Barcelona only amplified his current problems. Like the medical team are making Pedri much worse because it's not just Pedri, it's also Ansu, it's also Balde. And Xavi had some words about Pedri, and this is what he said, and I quote, "Pedri and Frenkie de Jong's injuries do not look good. Unfortunately, it seems serious. We are sad, as I think they will be out for some time." And it's crazy to also even think about, right? This is like a San Mamés curse. Like, do you guys know that Alejandro Balde got injured at San Mamés? Frenkie de Jong also got injured at San Mamés. Pedri also, as we did see, and also with Ansu Fati last year, got injured at San Mamés. So I'm like, what's going on here? This is like a cursing stadium. So did Frenkie and Pedri's absence affect Barcelona's game plan? Yes, it did. And it's for sure going to affect Barcelona's game plan for the rest of this season, because I don't know how long Pedri and Frenkie are going to be out for. And we have very important games coming up like Napoli, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and Girona. Stepping away from that, on the 30th minute, Barcelona were so close to scoring. As you can see here, Joao Cancelo received the ball. The goalkeeper was trying to run back and he tries to shoot the ball as fast as possible. And just in the very last few seconds, one of the defenders was able to kick the ball out before the ball went into the net, and that was probably Barcelona's closest opportunity on scoring. And I was just like, dude, like this was like the closest opportunity. It would have been Joao Cancelo's best goal ever in his career, but it just did not happen. And like I said, Athletic Club's defense were on top of their game. Same thing with Barcelona. One of the ways that Athletic Club also wanted to stop Barcelona was by pressing Koundé as fast as possible and give him like no game time to pass the ball to Rafinha. Barcelona knew going into this match that one of the duos that could be formed was between Koundé and Rafinha, to have Koundé receive the ball, pass the ball over the defensive line, and for Rafinha to receive. But again, Athletic Club were on top of their game. Koundé couldn't do anything, and that minimized the opportunities for Barcelona to find goal-scoring chances. So Ernesto Valverde knew this very well. I would also say, going back to the defense, Araujo had a great game. He denied so many potential completed crosses from Athletic Club. Like in those last 10 to 15 minutes of the first half, Araujo was just denying every cross, and that was the only thing that Athletic Club were trying to do to get goal-scoring chances. It was crossing into the box. Araujo and Cubarsí were doing amazing. As a matter of fact, with Cubarsí, he had a big tackle on the 47th minute. As you can see here, I think number 7, one of the attackers of Athletic Club, was about to shoot the ball. Ter Stegen was there, gearing up, but Cubarsí came in last minute, put his foot in, did not even touch the striker of Athletic Club, and then from there Athletic Club lost possession, and it was a humongous tackle from Cubarsí. At 17 years old, he was able to respond in such a heated moment, and so I loved everything about this defense. Props to Koundé, props to Araujo, props to Cubarsí. They defended well. As for Cancelo, yes, he did defend well, but I would also say that because he is such an offensive player and because he has shown that he can provide a lot of assists, his last ball, like the final key pass in the opponent's half, was so off. He was not sharp tonight, and I felt like if Cancelo was much sharper with his key passes that was going to players like Lewandowski or Rafinha or Frenkie de Jong or Fermin Lopez, Barcelona could have found that 1-0, but it just did not happen. So because Frenkie and Pedri did leave, by the time we got into the second half, we started to see Barcelona form a 4-2-3-1 formation, which is how we started, but because Frenkie and Pedri were out, we saw Fermin Lopez as the 10 and Gundogan and Christensen forming the double pivot. Usually it's Christensen and Frenkie de Jong. This is definitely not ideal. Xavi Hernandez never planned for a formation and starting 11 like this, but it is what it is. Barcelona had to adapt. We could not give out any excuses because Athletic Club were not going to stop. So in the second half, I'm like, okay, maybe we could do something. And what was clear was the battle had to be won in the midfield because the defense of both teams were doing their jobs. But both midfield teams kept losing the ball. Both goalkeepers of Athletic Club and Barcelona never really got tested. Like there was never really a big shot that one of the goalkeepers had to stop. But oh my god, dude, like when we got to the second half, I'm like, it is so clear that we are missing Pedri and Frenkie. And as we went deeper into the second half, we started to realize one thing. Barcelona were not going to react. As you can see in the expected threat timeline, Barcelona minimized their threats in the second half. Athletic Club were growing in the second half. And I'm like, dude, like you guys know that you guys have 45 minutes? Do you guys know that that having a 0-0 tie after the 45th minute is actually a really good result. Like you can go into the second half and go for the 1-0, go for the 2-0. Don't think that you guys are losing this match. Don't put your heads down. But in the second half, many of the players of Barcelona put their heads down, and that is why their intensity in the attack dropped even more. Their threats were just not there, and Athletic Club had what it took to make it 1-0. Now, unfortunately for them, they were also very unlucky. I don't know if Valverde knew that their players were tired, but something was off about Athletic Club. The team that we saw 3 or 4 days ago, they were so much more dangerous against Atletico Madrid, but against Barcelona, I'm just gonna assume that our defense was just much more sharper, and they were very unlucky. Just to back this up even more, as you can see here, Barcelona, yes, defended well. Every time we had the ball at the back, we made great passes. Cubarsí, Koundé, and Araujo were very much responsible on maintaining the ball, but as you can see in this heat map, the attackers, Rafinha, Lewandowski, Fermín López, maybe we can even say Gundogan, barely touched the ball. Why? That is because Barcelona lost the ball all the time, and it was up to the defense to get the ball back. And that is why you see Koundé, Araujo, and Cubarsí have a lot of the ball, because they were in charge and nobody else. So we move on to the 66th minute. Barcelona found a very big chance. Lamine Yamal was dribbling left and right, taking on 2 or 3 players. He got himself into a position where he was inside the opposition's box, but then one of the defenders tried to stop Lamine Yamal. And let me tell you guys, do you guys not think that this was a penalty? Like, just look at how the player has his leg right in front of Lamine Yamal before he was about to pass or shoot the ball, and the ref was like, no, this is not a penalty. The defender of Athletic Club did not do anything. Lamine Yamal just dived. But here you can see the images. Lamine Yamal was tackled in a bad way. This should have been a foul, and this should have led to a penalty for FC Barcelona. There was also another chance on the 81st minute. Cancelo had the ball, and as soon as he had the ball, he misplaced the cross so bad, like so bad, that the ball ended up going outside of the field. And the only thing Cancelo had to do was make a good tap in or cross to either Lewandowski or whoever was inside the box. It was so awful. And this goes back to what I said. Cancelo did well defensively, but his final ball was just so off. And Xavi Hernandez couldn't even believe it. If you can see on the picture here, Xavi Hernandez was like, oh my God, like that was the chance. That was it. If it wasn't Cancelo's long range shot in the first half, if it wasn't Lamine Yamal's penalty, this one had to be it. But this play summed up Cancelo's performance. And so I do want to end it like this. In the last 15 to 20 minutes, I'm gonna just say the last 10 minutes of this game, Barcelona did not want this enough. I think that we did well from a defensive standpoint. I saw a good game from Gundogan. Maybe Lamine Yamal also did well, I would say. But overall, as a collective, Barcelona did not want it enough in the last 10 to 15 minutes to make it a 1-0 lead. Athletic Club were giving Barcelona the chance to do that because of how many chances Athletic Club were missing and how many times they lost the ball against Barcelona's defense. Felix, Rafinha, Lewandowski, Fermín López, they just threw themselves every time they tried to attack. They were losing balls, making misplaced passes. They did not run fast enough to go into the open spaces, and every time there was like an open space for a player to run in, they passed the ball back and they played so slow. And I'm like, no, like, are you guys settling for a 0-0 tie? Do you guys not want the 1-0 lead and win this game and go into second place? Did these players not see that Girona and Real Madrid lost points? It was the perfect opportunity for Barcelona to go into second place and really show to the world that the worst version of Barcelona can still go into second place. Xavi Hernandez said this: we are not satisfied. We're very sad. We played well for the first 15 to 20 minutes, but after that, we incomprehensibly slowed our rhythm a lot, which is true. Our rhythm was so slow in the last 10 minutes. I'm like, this is embarrassing. Everybody was diving. Every time they had the ball, they just gave up on the play. Fermín López got taken down so easy. Same thing with Joao Felix. Same thing with Lewandowski. Same thing with everybody, even Gundogan. But in the end, I do think that overall Barcelona have improved. Many of our Barcelona fans, right, to the people that we are with, they're going to say, our own fans, they're going to be saying that Barcelona are not doing well, we're not good enough, that Real Madrid is better, Real Madrid have already won the league. I would say no. I think that the league is still very much alive. Is it going to be difficult for Barcelona to go into first place? Of course it is. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but the league is still very much alive. Barcelona have improved from a mental standpoint. I think that defensively, we are much more aware. Every time any of the teams want to press us from the back, we deal with that very well. Barcelona were not good at this earlier in the season, so we have improved in some aspects of the game. We just have to perfect it moving forward. Can Xavi Hernandez do it? I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. We still have a huge game against Napoli, a match that if Barcelona win, we go into the quarterfinals. The last time Barcelona went into the quarterfinals was like 4 years ago. But yet again, you're gonna be hearing our own Barcelona fans say that Barcelona are doing a bad job. But yet again, we're closing the gap between first and second place, and we're definitely securing a top 4 spot. Barcelona are improving. We're just not where we all want to see Barcelona be, but we have to support this club more than ever. There's no reason to trash this momentum that Barcelona is building. Barcelona are standing firm from a defensive standpoint. We are rock solid, and we'll see what we do in the next match, which will be on Friday. We're going to be playing against Mallorca, the exact same team that have defeated Girona 1-0. It's going to be on Friday, which is crazy because we usually don't see Barcelona play on Friday, but I think it's because Barcelona also have a game 3 days later, which is going to be on Tuesday. So it doesn't make any sense for Barcelona to play on either Saturday or Sunday when they know that they have a game on Tuesday. So yes, our next game will be on Friday. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.